Fear Not, Episode 94. Hi, I'm Billy Atwell, and I believe that consistently facing your fears is the only way to realize your truest self and to make those confident choices that will help you to obtain your deepest held hopes and dreams. I have faith that this podcast series will show you that you are not alone, that it will strengthen you and give you courage to face your fears, and that it will help you to permanently cross over into a life of living beyond your fears. Join me on this journey as we listen and learn from others as they share their experiences in facing and overcoming their own fears. Hello, everybody. Today, you and I are going to be joined by Andrade. Hello, Ramad. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, the pleasure's all mine. Are you ready to fear not today?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Ramad is a best-selling author of 7 books, including Habit Triggers, How to Create Better Routines and Success Rituals to Make Lasting Changes in Your Life. He is also a thought leader and a digital strategist. Ramad helps people achieve their personal goals by helping them design their life and their business goals by helping them improve their digital marketing efforts. He is passionate about living a healthy, well-balanced life, about traveling, online business, and productivity. His biggest passion, though, is growing, and he believes that if you continue to learn, you will continue to grow. Ramad, can you take a few moments to fill in the gaps and maybe also give us a brief glimpse of your personal life?
Yes. So I live in Bombay, India, and I'm married, and I've got 2 beautiful daughters who make my life complete. So I've been in the field of digital marketing for several years, and I really loved when you reached out for the Fear Not podcast because this is a topic which is very close to my heart.
Ramad, would you also share with us today one of the biggest fears that you've had to face?
Yes. So my biggest fear was the fear of losing my job, and the solution came to me in the form of the game of chess. So you see, chess was one of my favorite games when I was a kid, and I did not care whether I won or lost. I really enjoyed playing the game. So when I first started, I found a good way to ward off an attack by my opponent's queen was by placing my own queen in a position to face the opposing queen head on, after ensuring that my own queen was protected, of course, right? And my opponents would then break off the attack because they did not want to lose their queen. They feared losing their queen. So you're probably wondering what this is about, but in the game of life, if you're looking at the chessboard as an analogy for the game of life, the queen is your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So most people are afraid of losing their job. And so when I started playing against a computer, I noticed something different because the computer had no problem sacrificing its queen as long as I was losing my queen as well. So from a logical standpoint, queen for queen made sense. I could not threaten the computer using my queen. So when I replicated this trick with my human opponents, it really changed my game. So whenever my opponents would try to protect something using their queen, I would use my own queen to take it out. And even though I would lose my own queen, my opponent's reaction would be totally worth it. And their game would completely collapse after losing their queen simply because I had learned to play the game without my queen, while their entire game was dependent on their queen. So yes, the queen is an important piece, but it's not the only piece in your game. And if your job is the queen of your game and you've not learned to play the game without your queen, you need to learn how to win using your other pieces as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the bigger analogy that helped me get over my fear of losing my job and learning how to play the game without my queen.
So is this approach that you use to face any fear that you come across?
Right. So I would divide fears into rational and irrational fears, and so I would say that, it's mostly there's anxiety. And, sometimes if you can rationalize that anxiety or by coming up with a solution that would take you out of that fearful thing. In this case, setting up mutual funds and making investments and doing other things, just to ensure that you have a steady income coming in, and your savings, and you're just setting up things so that you're not just dependent on that job, for all your money.
Ramad, you've surely come across quite a bit of resources. I'm assuming very interesting resources given your perspective on how you approach fear. Would you mind sharing some of those with us today?
Mainly, there was this book by Susan Jeffers. It says "Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway." I think that's the name of the book, right? So this book was very instrumental in this. But it's not books which are really just about fear. But I do a lot of reading in the nonfiction area. So I just get ideas from different books, and it's not necessarily just a book based on anxiety or fear and how to deal with it. It's about basically just trying to find solutions to everyday problems and thinking out of the box, so to speak.
Are you ready for the speed run?
Yes, sure. Please go ahead.
What individual, whether they be fiction or real, has made the most impact on your life?
Yeah, that would be Andy Dufresne from the Shawshank Redemption. I especially like the line, "Get busy living or get busy dying."
And if you can instantly change one thing in the world, what would you change?
I think if we had no more countries that people could live and work wherever they wanted to, that would be a really nice change, of course, if I could do that.
What's your biggest weakness?
My biggest weakness, I would say, is sometimes I'm a little overconfident, and sometimes that is a weakness.
What's your biggest strength?
My biggest strength is being able to find solutions. I'm able to come up with plans very well, and also get other people excited about these plans, and get everybody moving together. So I'm able to create a sense of urgency with my team, get them moving, and get things done.
And if you could only have one book to read, what's that book going to be?
Well, that would be Rich Dad Poor Dad.
And do you have a favorite sound?
Probably the sound of a baby laughing.
And Ramon, if someone would like to connect with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
They could look up my website, which is 7bigrocks.com, or they could look me up on Amazon. I've got 7 books over there.